Good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Authors Up, our favorite place to be on Sunday evenings at 7 p.m., and we hope you're making it your favorite place to be as well. So let me say hello, hello, hello to our listeners and viewers, and allow my two co-hosts to greet you as well. Hey there, Ruth, how are you?
I am well. How are you?
I am good. I'm good. I'm good.
Good.
I'm
All
good.
right.
How about you, Victoria? How you doing tonight?
Goody, goody, goody. I'm still listening to the music and
Yeah.
working my shoulders.
It's funny. After 5 years, that music still hasn't gotten old.
Still
No.
works. It still
No.
It
works.
works if you work it, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Okay. I don't know whether to stop you or cheer you to.
Just
I
go
Don't
with
encourage
the
her.
flow. Go with the
No.
flow, baby. Go with the flow.
Don't encourage her.
Well, this is a good evening. We have a
Yes.
good show planned. We have a wonderful guest to introduce you all to, but we're going to start our program the way that we usually do on Sunday evenings, and that is by going through our week in review. We've always got something on tap. Some weeks are better than other weeks. Some weeks are more fun than other weeks, but we're going to start and see what Queen Victoria has had on tap for this past week.
I said I go first because my week wasn't so great. So maybe we
Oh.
start on a not so great note. Then somebody will uplift us. So I can't lie. Y'all know I'm transparent as all get out. So
True.
got some health news that I wasn't quite expecting this week, and so I haven't felt my greatest. And I'll be honest, I haven't felt the greatest physically and mentally. So I am, kind of struggling a little bit with the mental piece, but it's going to be all right. I know it's going to be all right. I know what to do, pray and worship, and possibly seeking some therapy. So just another word always of encouragement to our listeners, our viewers, that it's going to be okay. But you can do therapy and have Jesus, and it's going to be all right. So I feel good tonight, though. I love when I come on here and I'm among my friends, and that's one thing that helps me the most. Y'all don't know how much doing the show uplifts my spirit. So I'm in a good place tonight. Good.
Awesome.
All
Awesome.
right.
Awesome. You uplift our spirits, Victoria. I want you to know
Thank
that. You really
Thank
do.
you.
You really do.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. And I'm here to say that therapy is 1,000% awesome. And if you can, you should do it. So everybody should.
I think it's
My
time.
opinion. But
I think it's
Yeah.
time. I've been carrying a lot of things for a long time, but and it's time. It's time.
Yeah.
And I'm good.
All
Okay,
right.
who's next on the review? Come on, tell me something good.
Dong, dong.
That's it. That's it.
I'll go. You know what I want to talk about. So I've been sending
The
you photos.
Baby. What's up with the baby?
She is over 10 pounds now.
Oh, she's doing good. She's
She is
thriving.
doing really good. I mean, you guys, I've sent you videos and pictures and stuff, and I went to visit them. That part of the reason why we were off for a couple of weeks. Some things happened, so but I was off visiting my daughter and just holding my granddaughter, mostly just holding her. So I love my daughter, but I love my granddaughter too.
She got a baby.
Yeah. So last time when I was with them, I ended up spending a couple extra days with them because I was going to leave on, was it Tuesday? And I was like, maybe I should stay through Thursday. And like an hour before I was supposed to leave, the fire alarm went off at their apartment complex.
Wow.
And my son-in-law was like, let me go check. And he ran back in. He was like, we got to go. We got to go.
Oh,
And
wow.
I mean, that first building, I sent you guys the video. That first building was destroyed. But we got out and we were good. And they sustained a little bit of water damage, but everything worked out the way only God can work stuff out. So
Amen.
they had been looking to leave, and they were able to get moved into the apartment that they wanted in another city with no penalty. Of course, they had to do it like within 10 hours, but everything worked out. So we got them moved in. her mother-in-law tagged in, and I was able to come home. And next week I'll be headed back up to
All
my granddaughter.
right.
Yep. So,
That's
And
awesome.
she's a sweetie. She's
oh,
just a
oh my
sweetie.
God, she's too
When are you going to introduce her authors up? Because you know she's an authors up baby.
I have to get my daughter's permission. So.
Yes, I know. Okay, you have to get permission. I
Yeah, but
understand.
she is cute, and you guys can verify she is just.
She is cute.
Just
She is.
cute,
Can I tell
just
you, she had her hands up, like, pick me up, pick me up.
Yes, no, I'm biased, but she might be absolutely the cutest baby on this planet. So.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
That is until my grandbaby comes.
yeah.
I'll
We'll
let
see.
you have that.
Okay,
You got it, abuela. You got it, abuela.
Yeah, so that is, that's been actually my last
That's
few
your
weeks.
week. That's been your world.
Yes, that's been my
Right.
world. So
Yeah.
that is
Right.
apparently now that is all I talk about. So
And that's great.
Perfect.
A lot of new babies. A lot of new babies, and she is a cutie.
She is.
I don't want to be biased either, but she is a cutie.
we can be biased. I'm gonna show her this when she gets old enough. She'll be like, yeah, she knew she was cute.
Yes.
So okay. Andrea, how was your week? Or
Well,
week?
my week actually.
True.
My week was busy. Got trying to do a lot of things, slowing down on some things, paying more attention to other things. But today I had so much fun because I went to a church in St. Paul.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's St. Paul, North Carolina. I'm trying to think. And it was the Cedar Grove Missionary Baptist Church.
All right.
And it was the Cedar Grove Missionary Baptist Church. It was a little church.
Oh.
It was a family kind of church.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody, I thought, boy, these are the warmest people where they were all cousins and in-laws. And, it was all family. And it was just genuine.
Yeah.
It was loving. It was old-fashioned. You know how long it's been since I've seen a choir walk down the aisle.
Come on now. You had the whole experience today.
Yes,
Did they have air conditioning?
Yes, they did.
Okay. So
did you have fans?
They had fans too, though. They did have fans too. But to see them walk down the aisle and everybody dressed, I think their color was purple. So all the ladies had on their purple and everything. And nobody seemed to be, we're so time conscious now with larger churches and that have other campuses that they, feed into. And the praise team sang, and then they were just all greeting everybody. And I thought, what part of the service is this?
See, that's nice, but it's also dangerous. You might still be there.
And nobody could identify it, and nobody seemed to care. They were just loving on each other. They had a great speaker. She brought the word. And then, of course, they had a meal after. And it was, where are our guests? They've got to go in front. You, front. Get your plate.
Oh, how nice.
It was a typical old-fashioned church experience,
Okay.
Having fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, desserts from here up the wazoo.
You had it all today. Oh, you did. Did you have a nap? Did you have a nap?
I haven't had my nap because
That's the only thing missing was the nap.
I got right online because I knew if I stopped, I was going to really be stopped.
Bless your heart.
So I decided not to do that. But it was just just old fashioned hymns, and
Yeah,
they
yes,
were just loving the Lord and
yes,
loving on each other. And
yes.
it was just a nice day, nice afternoon. About a 2 hour drive,
Oh,
little over a 2 hour drive, but
Where is St. Paul?
I've
it's
never heard of that either.
somewhere around near past Fayetteville.
Okay, but
Oh,
it's in North Carolina.
Yeah, it's in
It's
North
in North
Carolina.
Carolina. Okay, okay, okay.
Yep, in North
Good.
Carolina. And when I tell you it's small, the young lady that invited us said that they have a sheriff's department, they have 2 cars, but the sheriffs are at home. So if there's an emergency, they've got to drive from home to the police station and pick up one of the police cars to go to the emergency. So it sounds a lot like Mayberry, but they are delightful. They are warm. They are genuine. They are loving. And I had a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. It's a small town.
Oh, that's
It's just small
great.
town. Just a small town. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good.
So I was glad that I got back when I got back, because that meant that I could get online with my 2 favorite cohorts, Ms. Ruth.
yeah. Cohorts. I like the way you put that. Cohorts.
Yes, yes.
And because of that, we are able to bring you a delightful, delightful guest
Oh my
tonight.
God.
So
Yes.
let me tell you this. If you tuned in right now, if you are a little bit fatigued, you're about to wake up.
Okay.
He is coming into the room, and I want you all to be ready for it. So, Victoria, why don't you tell us a little bit about our guest for tonight?
I surely will. And I have my glasses on tonight, Ruth. All right.
Thank you.
All right, Dorice Horenstein, Ode to Joy Champion Catalyst, is an international speaker, positive intelligence expert, and author of Choose to Be Your Own Champion and the best-selling Moments of the Heart. With infectious energy, humor, and practical wisdom, Dorice equips leaders and organizations with the mindset and tools to turn stress into strength and setbacks into opportunities. Her mission is to ignite resilience, boost productivity, and elevate leadership through transformative storytelling, actionable strategies, and a joy-filled approach. Whether on stage or in workshops, she empowers people to uncover their inner champions, and she leads with confidence, purpose, and joy. Dorice brings a wealth of experience from her 30-year background in educational leadership. She has made the world her platform, and she loves to empower individuals to overcome challenges, build resilience, and find joy. Her dynamic presentations lead to profound personal and professional growth, making her an invaluable asset to any event. We are so happy to have her. And after this short break, you will meet her, and we'll be talking about her book, Choose to Be Your Own Champion. We'll be right back.
Hello, hello. Wow, what a great introduction. I am just like holding on to my chair. I was going to dance. I was going to dance.
Yes.
I think whoever wrote your bio was absolutely 1000% on the infectious energy part.
Yes.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. I had to read that part because we feel it. We feel it.
yes.
Thank you. Thank you. And you know what? I loved listen to your few minutes of conversing about what's happening in your day and your week. I just learned I feel like I'm going into like a coffee time with treasured friends, and here I am coming.
Yes.
This is how it feels. This is wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely. If nobody told you this yet, let me be the first one.
Well, we appreciate that. Thank you. Yes.
So
You know,
much.
have you heard there's the show on TV, Magnolia, something Magnolia about the three girlfriends? Have you seen it?
Steel Magnolias.
Which
Steel
one?
Magnolias. Steel Magnolias.
Is it still?
Steel
Is it
Magnolias?
still?
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know what it's Magnolia. It's on Netflix. It's on Netflix. It's about three
Oh.
girlfriends, and everything is about those three girlfriends. And every night they share a drink and they talk about their day.
Yes. Yep.
My
That's
husband
my
and I
show.
my husband and I sit and we say to myself, I want to be part of this group. I want to, and I think God just gave me this right now.
Oh.
Oh, thank you.
It's called Sweet Magnolias. That's it. It's called Sweet Magnolias.
Magnolias.
That's
Okay.
it.
Yeah,
That's
we'll have to
it.
look that
That's
up.
it.
Yes.
Yes, it's a nice series too. Y'all need to watch it if you have.
Yeah,
Okay.
in the world that sometimes is crazy, it's nice to watch a TV that there's no drama, but just lovely things. You know, like people
Oh,
who are
yeah.
good. You know, like yes, I want to see this. I want to believe in humanity.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Exactly.
Yes.
And they have their problems, but they overcome them and they work through them, and it's a nice show. It really is. We didn't come to talk about them tonight. We can't talk about you.
I know. But you know what? It's always nice to share the goods, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, share the goods.
Absolutely. Yes. No. And Dorice, thank you so much for joining us. And now that you say share the good, tell us about your book, because it was more than good. So,
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you. It means the world to me to hear you say that. Okay, this is the first time I'm showing the book on a podcast because I haven't had it yet. Now it's in my hands. The pre-launch is happening this Thursday in Portland, Oregon, and then I'll do several of them. It seems like I'm going to Israel the week after. I am having a pre-launch in Israel for American-speaking, English-speaking crowds in Israel. So I'm really looking forward to it. I've never done that before. You know, being an Israeli, I said to them, get me the Americans or the English speaking people because I don't want to start translating the whole thing.
Right.
Too much work, people. Stick with one language. So that's my book. So I come from the world of education, as you read, and I transitioned into being an entrepreneur, a speaker, and author in 2018. And the reason I did that was because my sister, a couple of years beforehand, was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. And she was 10 years younger than I am at that time. And I just felt this nagging in my heart, asking, and I kept on asking God, what should I do now? What should I do now? And I kept on hearing this message that I think I can say it in this fine group of women because you will get it. I said, I heard the sound that says, be the light.
Amen.
Be the light.
Yes.
Be the light. And it kept on coming to me. And that message actually happened 30 years before that when I came to America. And I came with one suitcase and $600 and no coat in the month of December to Portland, Oregon. And I said to myself, what should I do here? I came without my parents, by myself, because of a young man that I met in Israel. And he bought me a ticket. And I was like, what could I do? And the voice back then, when I was 22 years old, says, be the light.
Amen.
And at that time, I translated it as be the light and educate people. That's why I went into the education world for 30 years. So when I heard it the second time, be the light, I realized that light means that I need to step out of the building where people came to gain education and to get inspiration and to get that, and actually be out there coming to people. And that's what made me think, okay, I need to be a speaker who comes in and does it. So my first book is this one, Moments of the Heart, which was based on my sister's, it's not based on my sister's cancer, but it's the impetus of my sister's cancer. And the whole thing is moments where we lean into positivity. And lo and behold, little did I know that 3 years later, in 2020, when the world kind of shuts down, and I needed to change, because now I was going to speak about this book, and the world closed speakers. You couldn't go anywhere, and my speaking engagements were canceled. And I'm thinking,
Wow.
okay, Dorice, what now? And I said, pivot. Don't stay put in one place. Just pivot.
Yes.
And
Yes.
but when we pivot, we got to keep our eyes open. You see, some people pivot with eyes closed, and you have to pivot with your eyes open, because you get these people to tell you see things that you would not have seen. And what I got was a friend of mine who said, Dorice, why don't we get a course in positive intelligence coaching? I knew nothing about positive intelligence at that time. And I said to myself, you love education. I am an avid learner all the time. I want to learn what's out there. Let's do it. I have nothing else to do. I might as well get to learn this. So
Wow.
a year later, I'm a coach, number 45 in the world. And then the world starts opening up. I am now speaking about overcoming challenges, about turning oi, which is in my language, in the language of Yiddish, which is the foundation of the Hebrew from Middle East, from Eastern European Jews. It's oi. I said to myself, okay, Dorice, now you can be from oi, from when my sister had cancer, from where I left my job, from when I came here with $600, from
Wow.
when my life was, I don't know what's going to happen, to joy. And joy is the positivity, the champion within us, the energy, the positive energy that we can bring. And studies shows again and again and again that when you come to the world with a mindset of joy, you're able to overcome challenges and look at them as an opportunities and a step stools of something greater and bigger than what you can imagine. So I said, that's it. I'm going to do it. So I did that. And through my work, starting it in COVID, I realized how people had a hard time making different choices in their lives.
Right.
So when the world shut down for me, and it was clear as a bell that I need to pivot, for many people, they were stuck, they were frozen. They got, the fear element was so greater and big in their life that it shut down possibilities.
Right.
And so I got like really interested in the way people make choices, and I started observing my choices and how I make them and how other people make choices. And I realized that there is some form of a method to actually make choices that you may not regret. Now, sometimes we all make choices, even if we think things through. We make choices and they're not the right choices. So
Right.
then what do? We re-choose. God gave us the freedom to choose. Thank you, Lord. Right? So we choose differently. If it was a marriage that didn't succeed, we can re-choose. If it's my sister, I saw it when she was diagnosed with cancer. She could have said, that's it, the world has come to an end, and have that outlook on life.
Right.
But no, she was like the fighter. She was the positive. She was like, no, we're gonna beat that. I'm 38. Yes, it's stage 4, but we can do it. We can make it better. We can. And she's alive today. She's alive
Wow.
well today. Thank
Wow.
you. Thank you.
Wow.
Yes. So
Stage 4.
yes, I believe it was stage 4, and she had to have 16 rounds of chemotherapy.
Oh, wow.
Because because she was only 38 at that time. So it was like really unbelievable. She was young for this kind of cancer, and it was a fast growing cancer.
Wow.
So she's, thank you God, she's well. She has the 3 kids, poo poo poo, as we say in my language. It's like you spit it, poo, against the evil eye, poo, everything is good. Thank you, Lord. So then I said to myself, as I was writing the choices, I said, okay, there must be a system. And the more I thought about it, the more I said to myself, okay, Dorice, how about if you take the word choose, CHOOSE, and you
Wow.
make that an acronym of the playbook. And then you show through the book what each part is, what is the acronym stands for. That's how this book became like more of a book rather than an assortment of things, because I was trying to think of methods of how to go about it, just because I came from education, like I needed tools to people. And so I started with C stands for clarity, and H stands for honor your feelings, and O stands for openness to option, and the second O stands for oneness with yourself, and S stands for strategize your success, and the last E stands for enactment. In other words, acting on your choices and not stay put. And when we take ourselves and others through this, then you come out at the very end, thought things through, and feel good with the choice, even though the choice may be difficult. See,
Right.
even if the choice may be difficult, you feel complete. And in I put in because I come from Israel and I am a Jewish educator. I know the language, and I know the meaning behind and underneath the letters, and that's something that for people who are religious, I think they find it really fascinating, because Hebrew, unlike English, is a language of essence, rather than English is a language of accord. And language of accord is a language that a group of people sat together and decided, this is how we're going to say table, this is how we're going to say this, that, room. But Hebrew, there is no authorship, a human authorship to the Hebrew language. We say Hebrew is a godly giving language. So if you understand the underlying meaning and the current below the Hebrew language, you really are like one step ahead of anybody else. And so I looked at the Hebrew language because this is my love, and I thought, okay, how do I do these choices? So the word to choose, I'll give you an example. There's like a million examples in the book, but one example that I want to share, there's no million in the book, because this is one of the things I toned down. I didn't want to overwhelm people with education, as we talked about it earlier on. But one of the things that is very connected to this is the idea of choosing. So the word to choose in Hebrew has a root of 3 letters. And Hebrew is a root-based language, which means every word in Hebrew has 3 root letters that constitute that word. Now, if you take those letters and you flip them, in a different order, you get 2 other words. The 2 other words are either friend or sword. What does that mean? So underneath the surface, but see, in English, if you say choose friend, sword, nothing, no connection whatsoever, right? But in Hebrew, there is a connection. So here is the underlying meaning. Any choice you make either gets you close to connectivity, i.e. friendship, connectivity with somebody else, or it creates a strife, unconnectivity, which is the sword. You don't get into a good place. Every choice you make in life. Now, we are, and I believe it wholeheartedly, that we are the product of our own choosing. And let me say that because I had somebody, a dear, dear person, call me and says, Dorice, I love your book, but when I heard you say that in your YouTubes and in this and in that, she says, it made me sad on the inside. Because she said, I agree with you, but it may be sad on the inside of the choices that I've made that were not good choices. So to which I said, sweetie, let's make a differentiation between you are the product of your choices to this thing happened because you did it. No, sometimes things happen in life because they just do. Okay.
Right.
Our job, I should say life journey really is to not react, but respond to those things that are happening to us. And I think we all have had things that sometimes went south. We all did. I mean, so owning that it happened actually releases us and gives us freedom to, okay, it happened. I take responsibility that it happened. It wasn't my intention. I'm now going to re-choose and go a different path that will get me to connectivity. May it be with other people, may it be with my own self. You know, and I think that's the first part. The
Love it.
first part
Love it.
is us, yourself, your mind, your thought, your awareness. Get clarity, and that's the C, right? The clarity of the choosing of you. What are your saboteurs? And that I'm bringing here now, positive intelligence. So in
Right.
all the books, there is like a marriage of Dorice the educator and the speaker and the trainer, and then Dorice the positive intelligence person, right? And then Dorice the person who is coming from a background of Judaism and understands Hebrew and brings it as dripping it like the cherry on the cake.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's how this is built, you know, in that way. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in. I want to jump in just really quickly.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Because I truly believe that nothing happens by coincidence, and that there are sometimes authors that we speak to and have spoken to each of us different ways, and we needed it right at that time that the book we're talking about. And I believe this is an experience that I'm having with your book now, because I have had some crossroads, divorced about a year or so ago, facing some health challenges, have to choose to do different things. And I just want to say right up front, y'all get the book, because it really has already helped me form some clarity. So I just had to jump in and just let you know that this is a God appointment. This is a God appointment. That's how I look at it. So thank you for being here. Okay, go back to our regularly scheduled program.
No, I want to pause. I want to pause, and I want to give honor to what you were just saying, because you literally give me goosebumps. Because what is my reason, really, for writing this book? It takes. I don't want to tell you how many hours and resources and effort went into this, with the sole reason of it being impactful on somebody else's life.
Yes.
Right? I don't write the book for me.
Right.
I know the stuff. I'm writing the book for people.
Amen.
And you know, I'm going to speak on stages, but there's no way that I could speak on every stage that every human will ever be on, right?
Right.
This is what I love. So thank you so much for saying this, because yeah, if I help one person in this book, I feel like, yes. And I know I've helped more. Not that it's out yet, because it's not, but you know, preview. I had 12.
I know what you mean, and that's how I feel when I do my podcast. If one person says anything that I said helped them, then I know I've done what God told me to do. And so I thank you, and I just honor you for that. Okay, I'm stop crying. Okay, go ahead, Rue.
You already answered every question I was going to ask. So, you know what? And I have to say, I have to reiterate what Victoria said, because I have, earlier when I mentioned therapy, yes, I am in therapy now. And a lot of, what my therapist has been talking about mirrors these things that you have brought into and put into your book, because it is about the choices. It is about the mindset. It is about, and I had to highlight one of them, because you talk about, you have to be kind to yourself. How are you going to be putting yourself down and expecting to make good decisions, expecting to make have good outcomes?
Right. What page is that on, Rue? What page is that?
Send it to you.
I mean, but here is the thing, when you think how we sometimes talk to ourselves, even in our own heads, right?
Yes.
We can be ruthless to us, Yes. And I say, imagine there was a kid. Would you speak to that kid, to your son, to your daughter, even sometimes to your animal, in the way we speak to ourselves? Not in a million years. Not in a million years. Yet we allow that to happen. And I think that's when, and here's the thing. There is no holier than thou here, because we all speak sometimes like that to ourselves. I know a couple of times before the book was out, I was like, oh, Dorice, get your freaking thing together. And then I was like, no, Dorice, no. And I make a point of, at the end of every day, I say to myself, 3 good things I've done today. Okay. 3 good things I've done today. Because sometimes we're in this race after ourselves, and then what happened at the end? What we didn't do, right? Yeah. What we didn't do. I'm like, why are we doing this to us?
Do you journal every day? Do you journal every day?
do because
I knew it. I knew he was a journalist.
and I have a special pen and it's nice to be a nice journal. So what makes me feel good about it? It's a nice pen. It's a very nice pen, and it's a nice journal. And I love that. And it doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be long.
Right.
It could be a half a page. Okay?
Right.
Sometimes when I write things, not besides the gratitude, it's the thoughts in my mind. And when I read sometimes through it, I'm like, oh, there is a thread here that I should pay attention to.
Yeah.
Just like the other day, I was looking at programs that I'm doing, and I just so happened to open a program from 2020. And the topics of 2020 was something that I'm going to do in July of 2025.
Oh, wow.
And I forgot all about that. And then I said to myself, wow, back then I was onto something.
Wow. How long did it take you to write the book? How long did it take?
Okay, so it started during COVID, when I started seeing choices, and I started compiling them. And I even did like blogs about the different choosing. You go on my website, and you go way back then, you'll see that on my website. And then I said, okay, dig deeper and compile them and have them in a systematic way. And so if you think about it, 2020 was the beginning, and now 2025, it's in my hands. So it took 5 years. 5 years to get a book out. Some other people, bless their hearts, they do a book a year. Not me. Now it takes me longer. It's like 5 times having a child. Yes. What can I say?
Goodness.
Wow.
Yes.
Andrea, what you got?
Andrea's little head is about to explode.
I know, right?
So much, so many things, and so many good things. I want to ask you just a very simple question, because I was really intrigued by the workbook.
Yes.
And I'll tell you why. There are a couple of reasons. Because a lot of times we go to great, there it is. We go through great workshops and great seminars, and we read great books. And every now and then we have an opportunity to meet great authors. But we walk away saying, that was great. I really, really enjoyed that. But it didn't change my life, and it didn't really help me to pivot. And it didn't do any of those things because there was no there was no enactment, there was no application, practical application to what I had just heard. And if you don't do something with it, it will escape you.
That's right.
So I think for people who are sick and tired of being sick and tired, can get there. I'm tired of me. I get on my own nerves. So
Right.
That being said, when I looked at that workbook, the first thing that came to my mind was, if you are willing to do the work, your life can change.
Amen.
And this workbook is a workbook. You're going to
put that in, because that was powerful.
You are going to do the work. If you are willing to take time for you and follow the steps that you have in this workbook, things have to change. They have to change. And the way that you look at yourself will have to change. I always say that the greatest gift I've been given is my power to choose. The greatest gift that I've been given. So when I look at this and I choose, and I see, the categories that you have placed importance on to address here, because there are a lot of things that you could have said. I mean, and that was, how did you choose what to choose to make it a part of this? And I'm curious as to your process with the workbook. Did you do a chapter in the book and then do a chapter in the workbook? Did you go back and forth? or did you wait until you had completed the book and said, okay, now it's time to do the work. Let me come up with something where people can apply all of these steps to. How did you marry these two powerful manuscripts?
Wow. What a beautiful question. So, because I come from the world of education, my mind is always thinking of application of knowledge. Application of knowledge. So when I was teaching in the school, I was director of education, but before that I was also a teacher. And even when I was director of education, I was a teacher of high school. So I'm thinking, am I just going to talk to them and talk to them and talk to them, and at the end of a semester give them a workbook? Or are we going to dissect the information that I'm giving them? So I decided to, every single time I write a choosing of some sort, I'm in the moment of that choice. I'm inside that choice. So what are the questions that I would ask myself of how do I want to go about it? And then what can I enrich it further? So the first thing I did was write the questions. And there, by the way, they are in the book itself. At the end of every choosing, there is those questions. The booklet has even more supplementary help to really enrich it. If somebody wants to just answer those questions, they can. But if they, as you said, if they want to do the work, then do the workbook, because that is digging deeply. And not only that, when I did that, I said to myself, I think it will be helpful for the readers to experience, let's say, for example, what is visiting your wiser elder self. So I decided to create a meditation where we meet our wiser elder self when we are healthy in body, and it's a QR code that it's in the workbook that leads them into a YouTube that I've made with narrating of my own voice, getting them into a place in their brain that they can access those things, and asking questions and just being quiet and allow them to answer it for themselves. And so I said to myself, I'm going to give it to them because I think that could be helpful. Why? Because it's helpful to me, because I've done this. I've went and visited my Dorice in 20 years. I'm going to tell you my age right now. I'm 59, and I went to visit me at 79. And I said, I want to visit me at 79. I want to see what would Dorice at 79 tells Dorice about what's important that I should pay attention to, what's not important that I shouldn't pay attention to, but somehow I'm fixated on, and I'm going to listen. And I even saw me, what I'm wearing, where I'm sitting, which town. Literally, I actually see my clothes. And I saw the eyes of me looking at the eyes of now. And I saw the wrinkles, and I saw all of it. And so I decided I want to gift that. So I created that auditory QR that gets you right into listen to me and getting you into that space.
I was just amazed because when I got it, I thought, boy, like you had said earlier when we were talking before the show, the workbook is a book in and of itself. And this is not something that you can look at as simply a companion piece, because there is so much there. And when I looked at it and I thought, oh, great, there's a QR code. There's some more stuff I can get here. And then over at the bottom, it said, click here for the video. And I thought, boy, I got stuff coming from everywhere. This is wonderful.
I love it. Loving every minute of it.
I'm telling you, I think, as I said before, this could be a year program of a group of people in a church. In a church, you just put a little bit God into it. But you see, my audience, when I speak, I'm proud God believer human. I think that that's what gives me hope. That what gives me the faith of what to come. Even when sometimes difficult things happen, but not. I realize in my world that not everybody has the same necessarily belief. So I created this book giving the option of people, but not forcing them to be religious in order to buy the book.
Right.
It's
Right.
open. Some spiritual people can say, I'm spiritual, I'm just not religious. Fine. I'm not there to convert anybody, but I'm there to share my light. And I think that's in the very end of the book. I talk about sharing my light with the people. And I do believe that every one of us has light from themselves. The difficult time sometimes is that our light is diminished either by ourselves, by other people who dim that light that we have. And our work in life is to figure it out and let our light shine that can reach everybody.
Amen.
And then I always finish my talks when I'm on stages, depending on the budget. But when the budget is low, I get them to take their cell phone and turn on the flashlight in their cell phone and then light the whole place while the place is dark. And that's amazing.
Oh, wow.
If they have more money, you get them flashlights.
I like that. Give me a flashlight, something I can see in my hand and take home.
Right. That's
yes.
right. And here is the thing. Have you ever been in a room that was pitch black dark? Yeah, you have you been in a room that was dark, like really dark?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you have your flashlight, and let's say you yourself, one person has a flashlight. So that's great because you can see a little bit around.
Right.
But here's what is amazing. You can light the way to other people who don't have a flashlight.
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
So you can be the flashlight holder to other people and have them do this. Now, imagine if 2 or 3 or 5 others in the same room also have a flashlight.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Oh, now you talk about goosebumps.
Then, oh my God.
Couple bumps.
Exactly. So here's our mission, and that's maybe where I want to put the wrapping the bow onto this. I want everybody to have a flashlight, and if they don't, and they need to sometimes lean onto somebody, make it somebody with a flashlight.
Amen. Amen.
Awesome.
Dorice, get the book. Get the book.
Yes, this
the
evening
book.
has gone by so quickly. I wish we could just go on and on and on because
we might have to have a part 2 on this one.
Talking to an author, it's like talking to a good friend. And I really, really have enjoyed being able to have this exchange with you tonight. I think it is so important because we are in some very challenging times.
Yes.
We always say everybody has a story. But I tell you, this year has begun with challenges and change and storms and tests that nobody was looking for, nobody was expecting. But we know that we have strength to go through. We know that God is providing us with tools and with individuals. We talk about how unique we all are. And Dorice, you are a very unique individual. Your writing is, I think, going to take many people to many different levels that they were not even expecting. Victoria has already said, "Get the book." And look, now if you don't listen to her this time, I don't know what to tell you. I just don't know what to tell you.
This is one that you want to get.
Here is my heart shape. I'm showing the heart to all of you because I can't pull it out of me.
Wonderful. Dorice, hang in there for just a minute. Ruth, do you want anything that you have to say before we close out tonight?
You know what?
We didn't ask Dorice, when is the book going to be available, and how could our listeners get in touch with you if they just want to, reach out to you about the book or anything else?
Of course. So, number one, anybody can reach out to me. I am just my first and last name.com. There's going to be a pop-up inviting you to be part of my group of email that I send about things that I do, places I speak. If you know somebody that wants to bring a speaker, I'm totally open for business. Would love to come wherever you are. There is no, I can't. There is only how I can, right?
Oh,
There's only
wow.
how
That's
I
right.
can. So we're going to make that happen. That's number one. Number two, my book. If you want a personalized copy, go ahead and on my website, order it. I will send it to you. I'll go to the post office myself and send you a copy. It's on my website. If you want to be so kind and write a review on Barnes and Noble or Amazon, that would be amazing. And I heard that if we have 300 pre-order on Barnes and Noble, they will put the physical book in every Barnes and Noble store in the United
Oh,
States.
wow. I
October.
didn't know that.
So
Okay.
so I would encourage people to pre-order. And here is the thing: if you pre-order it and then you send me an email, forward me and say, Dorice, I pre-ordered it in Barnes and Noble, I'm sending you a free ebook.
Oh,
So you can read the free ebook until you get your physical copy.
people. All
As a gratitude from me to you, please pre-order it on Barnes and Noble. Please write testimonials. That's how I'm going to grow the reach of this book, and me as a speaker to come and influence and inspire and motivate other people from wherever they are, using my coaching abilities, my education, as well as my motivation speaking.
Love it. Thank you.
Delightful.
Thank you.
Delightful. Absolutely. Absolutely. Ruth?
You know what? I think we've said everything tonight. Dorice, thank you so much for being with us. Just thank you.
I know, right?
We don't know
We
what
need a part two.
Yep.
Part two.
Yep. So, but for business. So we are Authors Up is on social media. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on YouTube. Just search for Authors Up Show. Follow, like, subscribe, do all of that. You can catch a replay of this show on Facebook at Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Or we do upload it to our YouTube channel. You can catch it there or take it podcast. Just take us with you wherever you go. So, or if you're interested, have any questions about the show, interested in becoming a guest, you can email us at authorsup@gmail.com.
Always thorough, always good job. Thank you, Ruth. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Dorice. We're so happy that you were able to make time in your schedule to come hang out with us tonight. And for all of our listeners and viewers, this was a treat. I hope you have enjoyed it as much as we have enjoyed bringing it to you. We will be right here next week at 7 p.m. We're going to have another offering, another episode for you. I hope you will join us then. And again, I'm telling you, you never, ever, 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 ever know what is going to happen when you tune in to Authors Up. Put us on your schedule, keep us close by, and we look forward to seeing you again very, very soon. Dorice, I think something's happened here tonight.
Thank you. Thank you. Mwah.
Love you too. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Good night.